Hi everybody. So this video is walking you guys through your syllabus and your course calendar, and I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can, but there's a couple of places you can find this. Of course, on the syllabus tab, you can always find it on the navigation on the left side of your page. You can also find it at the top of the modules, and then you'll always find it here in the week 1 module. So that's always available for you guys to have there if you need it. So this is an online course that runs from August 23rd to October 14th. It's an 8-week course. And as you all know, we are now on Canvas. So it's going to be a little bit of a different game as we kind of settle into using Canvas. But if you need to email me, you can use the Canvas email functionality, or you can email me through brittany.estes@my.tcc.edu. As I said, Canvas is new, so we're going to kind of try and figure out what the best way to do that is. But for now, use either or. Email is fine. I'll check both of them every single day. So basically, American Lit since 1965 walks you guys through different genres, texts, looking at sort of the development of the American identity within literature. So we'll be going all the way up from post-Civil War all the way up to kind of where we are now in postmodernism. And we're going to read not only kind of canonical voices, canonical texts, but we'll also be looking at some of the more marginalized voices as well. So looking at literature from, Native American literature, literature from females, African Americans, from the Harlem Renaissance, all kinds of different texts. So it's a really great way to kind of look at, again, not only the sort of established texts and authors and sort of modes of thought, but also kind of the more marginalized voices. You guys can kind of read the goals, outcomes for yourself, but essentially for the course, you do need to have access to Canvas. Make sure you have appropriate software. So really what that means is you do need to have Microsoft Word. You can get that through the college for free, but basically your major essay assignments have to be turned in as Word documents. They can't be turned in as PDFs or text files or anything else or pages, because it does change the formatting. And the MLA formatting has very specific requirements, so you want to make sure you follow that formatting. The textbook is the Norton Anthology of American Lit, Volume C, D, and E, so it's a 3-pack. Any edition is acceptable. Now, I will say that the majority of the lectures reference the 8th edition, which is what I was given for teaching. So that's the page numbers that they reference, but the texts, of course, are the same. So you'll see that the current edition, which was updated a couple years ago, is the 9th edition. And that's totally fine too. I want you guys to find whatever version is cheapest for you. But do note that the page numbers may be different than what you're hearing in the lectures, and that's totally fine. I've listed the page numbers for both the 8th and 9th editions in every single assignment, so you'll always be able to find the texts. It's just you may have to pause the lecture to go find the specific area that we're talking about if you do have a different edition. So like I said, choose whatever you like as far as the edition. Just do note that the differences that may be between the lecture and whichever edition you have. And then everything else is made available online by me. So if there's something that is not in one of the textbooks, whichever edition, I've made sure to provide you guys with an online version of it, like a PDF or something like that. So as you guys know, Canvas is our new LMS for moving forward for TCC. So it's a really intuitive, user-friendly system if you've never used it. It's really great. It has a lot of cool functionality, and I know that a lot of instructors are really excited about it. So this is going to be our primary means of communication. So every Monday, I will be sending you guys an email through Canvas to I guess that Canvas email function, Canvas email address, and that will just serve as kind of an announcement or a reminder of what is due that week. And that's really just kind of an extra step on my part to make sure you guys are always staying on track, making sure you know where you are and what's due each week. But Canvas, as you'll see, is very intuitive. So instruction is semi-self-paced, so that means you guys actually have access to all of the content at once for all 8 weeks. So you can actually work ahead. So instruction is divided on a weekly basis with weekly deadlines every Sunday at 11:59 p.m. That week's assignments will be due. But the beauty of it is that you can work throughout the week whenever you need at a pace that best fits your schedule. And then you can also work ahead if you say, no, you have a holiday or a family or friends coming or whatever it might be. You can work ahead. So the course has 3 major units, each with a unit essay. They're weighted as the first unit has a 15% essay, second unit is 20%, and third unit essay is 25%. 60% of your grade. The other 40% comes from quizzes, which are 10. Writing assignments collectively are 5. The blog, 10%, and discussion boards, 10%. So the difference between a blog and a discussion board being that a discussion board is open to the class, may occasionally require you to respond to a classmate. The blog is something that is specific and unique to you, and only I can see it. And then, of course, a 5% for attendance and participation. The grading scale is right there for you guys. You can read it for yourself. But an incomplete, of course, is something that is really for an extenuating circumstance that's pretty extreme. For example, say an extended hospitalization or something of that nature. If an incomplete is needed, then you work with myself and you work with the college, and we work on finding a solution to help you complete the course within a reasonable time frame after the course has ended. Everything needs to be submitted through, like I said, each week. Each week's assignments is submitted by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night of that week into Canvas. The links do close at that point. You'll see outlined each week as like a designated work week, so it's Monday through Friday. So let's say, for example, week 3 would be November, say 6th through 10th. I'll always outline that the assignments are due that Sunday, November 12th, or Sunday, whatever, at 11:59 p.m. Everything is MLA formatted as far as your major writing assignments. So that means 1-inch margins all around, double spaced, Times New Roman, Cambria, Arial, Calibri font, 12-point font. You'll have a header in the top left corner, a title, and page numbers in the top right. Your header will include your name, the instructor's name, the course and section number, and the date. And then note that everything is checked through, I'm sorry, not Safe Assign anymore on Canvas. It's actually, I believe it's turnitin.com. But everything is checked for plagiarism through that database. And, I have used this before, and it is very, very, very good, just like Safe Assign was. It will not only highlight, a piece of content that is copied from, say, a previous assignment of yours, whether it's this course or another course, or a student in another course, or even an internet source. It will highlight it, it will take me to it, it'll show us exactly how it's been copied or what's been copied, so you can compare. And so everything will have a plagiarism report, and you can actually see that as well, so you'll always know what it's kind of showing as far as plagiarism. Late work is not accepted, and that is just because the course structure really serves you as best as it possibly can in terms of flexibility. So like I said, you have the ability to work ahead. You also have the ability to work throughout the week whenever you need. So for that reason, late work isn't accepted. And now I will say, of course, things do happen. I understand that emergencies happen, things like that. But if it's something where you really and truly do have an extenuating circumstance that does require an extension, that's something that needs to be addressed in a timely manner. If you're emailing me on Sunday night asking for an extension, that's probably not going to be given to you. So please just try and keep on top of your work. Grades will be tracked throughout the semester in the gradebook tool, so you always know where you stand. Like I said, these are weighted grades. They're not point totals, so make sure that you're always looking at the weighted grade total. And I'm constantly updating that so you can know where you are. There is an attendance policy in place, even though we do meet online. If you're missing more than 15% of a class instruction, that means that the instructor does have the right to drop you from the course per TCC. So make sure that you're just staying on top of your work, doing your work, staying in communication with me, and you should be good. The withdrawal policy information is there for you guys, and participation, like I said, 5% of your grade is participation, and you should get that, no problem, as long as, like I said, you're doing your work and you're staying in contact with me. You should be fine. So important class dates: August 23rd is the start date. Final ad drop date is September 3rd, and your final day of class is October 14th. And a note on, of course, plagiarism, academic dishonesty. A lot of things can happen if you do plagiarize. It's really, 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 truly not worth it for what at most is a 3 to 4 page paper. That's the longest thing you'll write for me, and like I said, it's really not worth what could happen. It's basically, you can fail the assignment, you can fail the course, you can be dropped from any extracurriculars, or you could be suspended or expelled from the college. It's, like I said, just don't do it. I do download every single major writing assignment. I change the margins back to what they should be. I change the font size. I change everything. So please don't try and do things like change the width of the paragraphs or the margins, the length between the paragraphs, changing periods to size 13, things like that, because I will find it and it will be changed back anyways. So again, just really not worth the plagiarism, what can happen to you, so just don't do it. So if you need the instructor, email me, like I said, between either the My TCC email or the Canvas email, and you'll get a response within 24 hours. All major writing assignments are returned to you within 2 weeks of the original due date. Now, easier assignments, things like blogs, things like that are much shorter, that's always returned a lot quicker, but 2 weeks for the major assignments is kind of what's allowed. Online office hours, if you do need to hold office hours with me, I can do them upon student request. And there is some functionality in Canvas that allows us to kind of meet via a Zoom type meeting space. And if you need student support services, of course, please contact the Disability Services Office for any accommodations that are needed. There's paperwork involved, and we can absolutely make sure that happens for you. Just need to make sure that that paperwork is done first. And technical requirements, like I said, just make sure you have access to the internet, make sure you have access to Canvas and your emails. Make sure that you have your Microsoft Office Word, and then make sure you have, make sure that you can always access the internet. Plan B for any technical issues, there is a 24/7 help desk for TCC. You should definitely call them first. I have used Canvas a fair deal in the past, so I am somewhat familiar with some of the troubleshooting issues. So if there's an issue, do email me as well. And if possible, send a screenshot of the problem. I may be able to help you or guide you to some help wherever that might be. So that is your syllabus. And this, real quick, is your course calendar. So the course calendar, basically, we're going to go 3 units, like I said. So Unit 1 is going to look at your new American identity. That's weeks 1 and 2. And like I said, everything is due on a weekly basis, with the exception of week 1. So to give you guys a little extra time to kind of settle into the course, weeks 1 and 2 are due together on September 5th. So that will be your first essay assignment, and that's really taking us from this post-Civil War up to World War I. So we're going to look at Whitman, we're going to look at some other really interesting authors like Kate Chopin and Zit Khalsa, and your first essay, which is a short essay, is due on Sunday, September 5th. And then we're going to go right into Unit 2, and that will take us the next 2 weeks, weeks 3 and 4. So that will take us up through the September 19th. We're going to look at the authors sort of in the modernist movement. So that will be World War I and World War II. So we'll look at Frost, Hemingway, Fitzgerald, Hughes, and McKay. And your second essay is going to be due on September 19th. And then your third essay is due, your third unit is a postmodern unit that will take us post-World War II all the way up to where we are now. So we'll look at some postmodern poets, Sylvia Plath, Ralph Ellison, and some really interesting authors like Louise Erdrich, Sherman Alexie, who are some Native authors, Sandra Cisneros, who is a Hispanic author, and then Amy Tan, of course. And that will take us up through week 7, which is the last week kind of this course for us. And your third essay is actually due on Sunday, October 10th. There is a finals week, of course. I do not require a final exam. So instead, I offer you guys an extra credit opportunity that you can complete, which will be due Tuesday, October 12th. And that is pretty much the extent of your course. And you guys do have a syllabus quiz that follows this. So make sure you go back into the module and go kind of below where you see this syllabus and course calendar section. And then that will lead you to the syllabus quiz. Let me know if you have any questions.